Hi there, welcome to the Beaten Trail. In this episode, we look back at Durhamtown, now Georgia Off-Road, and the trip that we took there with our group. So here we are in Durhamtown, and this was the first group ride we really took away from the PA and New Jersey area. And this was Doc and Gary and Shane, and we met Josh and Ian down there. We had some others, but we just were enjoying a new style of riding. And we all come from the Pennsylvania Northeast area, and we had heard so much about Durhamtown that it was really the Disneyland of the South. And when we went there, this was 2 days, I believe it was 2 days before they actually shut down. So there was some legal lawsuits that had gone on with I think it was a wrongful death and it was a wrongful injury. If you want the full details, we have a link in our Durhamtown episode in the description. But we did not know this, and so we had a multi-park trip that we had planned of this year, and this was between Christmas and New Year break. So we escaped the cold of the Northeast to get down here. And I had the Honda, and everybody had their models from a year or two ago, and we did Carolina Adventure World, Durhamtown, and then some of us continued on to Windrock, Tennessee. And that's another 3-part video, which if you haven't seen yet, definitely check that out. This is really, I was going through some old footage, and the Insta360, I was able to get it really upscaled so it looked nice. And if you've never ridden Durhamtown, the trails are just really flat and awesome. And I don't mean flat. We're used to rocks. We're used to a lot of obstacles and divots and just the trails being ridden down to the point where the only thing sticking out is rocks. And this was just heaven to us. This was just the first day we were there, and it was just a lot of fun. And we had met Josh and Ian, and they were in Josh's General. I don't know the nature of if he had 1 or 2 vehicles. I think he only had the General, and he had his Turbo S later. I'm sure he'll correct me. Someone else will correct me in the comments. But just the visual of these trails really paired with, a bunch of wide-eyed Northeast people that are used to rocky and hilly and bumpy trails. This was just, it was a recipe for high speed and maybe some questionable judgment on the trails, but we all did okay. We didn't push ourselves too hard, but these trails are they're just heavenly. And it's more of a road rally race area than they are trails. And a lot of people look at our Durhamtown review video and they're like, that's no fun and that stinks. But they do have, I want to say 7,000 acres, and then they have 20 tracks. And these tracks on the Georgia clay are just amazing. And I'm simply just going to talk over this for a bit, but it is a lot of fun. They do have some mud, and they do have some hill climbs, which if you check out our video, we'll put a link up there for a separate Honda Talon that rolled at the top of the hill climb because it was so rutted up. He just kind of popped into a rut to the side. We loved Durhamtown, and I know there's a lot of controversy out there, not only about the injuries and the legal issues and the changing of the name, but also the pricing. And when we went here, I want to say it was probably like $60 a day, so it was not cheap to take part in this mecca. Now, while we did not get to stay on the premises, there are plenty of campsites and camper locations, as well as cabins of all styles. And I think the challenge we had for this was we had 6 people, and we were not able to find a suitable unit which had, I don't know, enough bathrooms or whatever it was going to be. So I think we wound up staying at some of us stayed in a 2-bedroom hotel, and then another. We got a separate room for others, but we did have an excellent time and had some good food down here. And Durhamtown was not our first stop. We had Carolina Adventure World, and that was a foggy day. We drove overnight to get there, so we were tired. But I think here at Durhamtown, we had a good rest the day of and the day later. And they also had a really good token and wash station, if I remember correctly. So we were able to wash everything off before we put them back on the trailer. But this time I did have a open trailer for the Honda, and it was when I think she still had her stock tires on it. So it really was very basic and plain, but still just had a great time. It was a lot of fun over the whoops and the jumps, and most of it is single file, but there were some that were a little bit more wider. And Gary, it was the first time he laid his ride over, I believe, and you can see that in our Georgia off-road full video. But really, this is just a little bit of driving around, and I wanted to give a little bit of explanation without talking too much, but I did already. Enjoy this. We have since gone on other winter break trips to ride Royal Blue, and we hope to do another one this year as well, although I don't know if we have it planned fully, but it could be back to Durhamtown. So enjoy this. We appreciate you watching, and again, enjoy. So thank you so much for watching this video. This is a bit of a extra video we put together. I am still always amazed as how the trails look and the lighting, and the Instant 360 was great as well. So we appreciate you watching, and we hope to put more of these out there for you as well, and we hope to see you back out on the trail. Thanks for watching.